Welcome to Stockholm, December 21, 2016. Or to be more precise, the Stockholm Concert Hall, the building right behind me, that since 1926 has been the site for the Nobel Prize Award ceremony. On December 21, 4 and 21, Children and Music will host today a manifestation for the right of every child to obtain keys to the whole world of music by making music. On December 21, we want to present 5 schools here in the concert hall from different countries, schools with music programs that involves all students. We are happy to announce that the administration from the public schools in Ann Arbor, Michigan in the US have accepted our invitation. They will tell us how music in the school affects the school atmosphere, the study results of the students, the growth of their students as persons. We are inviting schools from England, from Norway, Finland and Sweden to do the same. Schools that involve every child in music making. And we want them to present their programs, allow us to meet how that works in their schools. We'll conclude the day with a debate where representatives from these schools will meet and discuss with representatives from the Swedish school system, the Kulturskolan, teachers, political leaders from national to community level, to explore the question, would it be possible to involve music making in the Swedish classrooms or classrooms everywhere? And what could happen, what would happen if you did such a thing? In the evening, the Stockholm Choir Cantemus with 550 singers will perform the entire Messiah by Georg Friedrich Händel. Is it really possible to involve all students in music making in the school? We'll watch 3 films from schools where this happens and where it works. Hans Lundell, a music teacher from Nykvarn outside of Stockholm, had for many years nurtured the idea of forming an orchestra in the classroom, involving the whole class. In the mid-1990s, he was given the opportunity to do exactly this, to start an orchestra in the classroom. The driving force to play was to be able to play in an orchestra. When they were given the opportunity to play in a beginner's orchestra, music became real fun. The first lesson was always a group lesson where the students were taught to play 1 or 2 tones on their respective instruments. Second lesson, full orchestra. Within 2 or 3 months, all the students were able to play 5 or 6 tones on their respective instruments. Now they could play arrangements so that it sounded like real music. Everybody succeeds. The self-confidence grows. Maybe I'm not so good in math, but I can play. So possibly I could solve the math problem as well. 98 to 99% of the students love playing an instrument. The 1 or 2% who don't, they succeed rather well anyway. The competition spirit that normally develops during the school years disappear when making music together. Instead, they learn teamwork.
Om det här plötsligt nu skulle ta slut, om någon sa så här, nej, vi har inte råd med det här längre, ni får inte fortsätta längre.
Upon the question what they would do if music in the classroom was stopped, they all raise hands saying we would join the music school.
Men först och främst så skulle jag samla ihop ett ting så skulle jag gå ner så här, eller där politikerna men står så vi vill spela,
I'd gather a few people, we'd go to the town hall, we'd meet the politicians, we'd say, we want to play, we are the future.
Vi är framtiden, vi vill spela.
Oxford Gardens, a regular school in London. In a criminal environment with more than 30 nationalities, it was a problem school. 1990, they decided to do something about it. They decided to get music into the daily schoolwork. Susan Dibby from the Voices Foundation trained all the teachers first how to use their own voices, then how to work with children's voices, and she gave them repertoire to use in the daily schoolwork.
So we expect every single child will find their singing voice to start with. Then we work with pulse, so they will feel the pulse by walking it. They will experience the phrase by walking around in a circle to the pulse, and with each new phrase they turn around and walk the other way. Then we make them feel and experience rhythm in a similar way. Pitch we do through hand signs and solfa, as Kodai did.
What I felt the children needed were those subtleties and those things that actually bring riches and enjoyment.
What do you think? Do you think that music makes a difference in the schools?
Yeah,
Why?
because it makes it more fun. And I think it helps us know each other because we used to sing like songs like What's Your Name?
I mean, I would say the whole school's ethos has just been transformed, and it is in part to do with this programme.
In Ann Arbor, Michigan, every student in the 5th grade receives 1 year of instrumental playing, mandatory in the regular school.
2, 3.
War had just started. This was 1942. First thing I did was to go into all of the grade schools, and I started 100 string players. And in a few years we had a 60-piece orchestra in the high school.
I borrowed 20 violins, 10 violas, and 10 cellos. I found a place where I could put all these instruments out in a big circle, and then I would meet each class out in the halls, and I would show them how to hold the instruments securely hanging onto the wood, and I just let them saw on the open strings. Then I showed them how to play on 2 strings at once and to play softly in rhythm. And I would take my violin and I would play a jig, a little Irish jig over that, and they thought, this is wonderful, we're making music.
In 5th grade, all the students start on an instrument, and that's every single student. And that's unique in Ann Arbor because it's not a choice. The students, whether they like it or not, really need to try to have that experience in 5th grade. Once they've started, once they've had that opportunity, the vast majority of those students love it so much that they want to stick with it. And they do have the opportunity to continue excelling on their instrument all the way through high school.
It was the reason why I wanted to come to school. It was an opportunity for me to be self-expressive in ways that I didn't find the opportunity in other classes. All gave me a great belonging, sense of belonging in school.
I have attention deficit disorder, which means it's really hard for me to concentrate. But using that method that I use in band actually really helped me focus more.
It's the fun part of school.
Yeah.
You know, it gives me a break from everything just to focus on the music.
The socialization skills that they learn, they don't really have the opportunity to learn elsewhere. There is some degree of that taking place in athletics, but that's with a bottom line of someone wins and someone loses, whereas in participation in music, everyone wins.
Let me tell you about Pauline. Pauline is a makeup artist working at a large department store in Stockholm. She helped me put a few cover cream things covering some red spots in my face for this film. When I told her about the film, she told me about her 6-month-old baby. She told me how much she wanted her baby to grow up with music, how she wanted her baby to learn to play instruments and to sing and to do that together with other children. There are millions of parents like Pauline, grandparents, teachers, many others who want children to grow up with music. 421 Children and Music want to gather them all into a big movement, inform them, enthuse them, give them tools and strategies how to work on, how to start demanding from their political leaders to take decisions that will allow their children to make music, to learn to make music in school. Let's start right here in the Stockholm Concert Hall on December 21. Please be here.